Alright, this is the moment I have been waiting for, and that is to give you the most honest review of VinFast electric vehicles. And today, I have my VinFast VF7 Plus Dragon Force Edition! Alright, this is my car. There's only 68 Dragon Forged Edition in Vietnam and the world, but they don't differ much from the regular VF7 Plus, except maybe in the colors and that gold emblem, right? So today, we're going to look at every single detail of the VF7 Plus and give you the most honest review ever. All right, let's go.
Hey Tom, it's the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather. First I want to say congratulations on your YouTube channel. Everybody needs to follow your YouTube channel. So what everyone needs to do is subscribe to Tom Peng. Great guy, great person. Tom, keep up the great work.
All right, let's start with the exterior styling, all right? There is no sexier car than the VF7 in the VinFast electric vehicle line. That's what I think. This is a fabulous, sexy car. I mean, if it's a girl, I will probably hump it, you know? Why do I think it's sexy? Well, just look at the front, all right? It's got a smiling grille, it's got a cute eyes, and that gold emblem distinctively tells that it is a Dragon Forged Edition, all right? And that's why we buy it, because it's a Dragon Forged Edition. You gotta have the special edition, right? And come to the side, these reflective lights are probably a US requirement, but they don't look too bad on my black Dragon Forged Edition VF7 Plus. And look at the wheels. It's a 245/45 20-inch SUV wheel. It holds the road really well, coupled with all-wheel drive. I have driven this car rigorously and I've never lost control. And I mean rigorously, okay? Rigorously. Now, the charging port is here. It will take whatever connection that will connect into it, and it'll support fast charging on a 60 kilowatt charging station, which is common here in Vietnam. It takes about an hour and a half to go from maybe 10% to 100%. Reasonably quick for Vietnamese standard, and also it has a 77 kilowatt hour battery, so it will charge faster than a VF8 or a VF9. Now the door handle. The door handle is very similar to Tesla or the VinFast VF9. It does offer a slight challenge for people that are not used to this type of door handle, but let me demonstrate. This is two-hand operation. This is one-hand operation. And of course, if you're carrying a lot of stuff with you, that can get a little bit tricky and challenging to get into the VinFast VF7 Plus. But it does offer you better aerodynamic profiling, so it will reduce the drag coefficient by a tiny little bit, okay? Look at that. I love the way you see how the windows, they just kind of narrow down like this and then spread out like that, like a fish. It looks like a fish, all right? And look at the styling of the door panels. It's certainly not boring. It does have a shark fin, and at the back, it's just like the front, where you see the VinFast emblem, and it has the same brand styling across all of the VinFast lines. It has this brake light protruding like this, and special on the VF7 Plus, and I guess the regular 7, which they're calling the 7S, the signal lights are like earlobes. They're like earlobes, all right? So that's unique to the 7, and I think that's pretty cool. And of course, because this is a Dragon Forged Edition, it does have the gold trims everywhere. Another thing I love about the VinFast VF7 Plus is that it comes with an electric trunk. Look at that. It is when you drive the VinFast VF5 or the VF6, you come to have a deep appreciation of the electric trunk because it is so convenient. There's a button that allows you to close the trunk here as well, or you can access the trunk through your key fob. Let's open that up again, and this is how much storage space you get. So I would say you can probably put 3 medium-sized luggage in the trunk, so you can probably get away on a weekend vacation with your whole family. This would be more than sufficient. Let's take a look at the front trunk. So as you can see, there's not a whole lot of storage space in the front, unlike the VF8 or the VF9. So it does offer easy access to various components of the car, including the coolant tank for the coolant fluid, and also the winch washer tank for the wind washer fluid. I hope they have made improvements over that battery because we had some problems with that battery in the past with both electricity retention and also just the whole charging thing. But I can report that in the VF7, we don't see the battery loss if you leave the car overnight as much as the other cars. So that's a good thing. And of course we have the computers here. I don't know what they are, but I do want to show you that this is made in India. As many people know, VinFast electric cars are a collaboration between VinFast and the Tata Corporation in India. And I think that's a great thing because we live in a global economy and we need expertise and resource from all over the world to make excellent cars. And I think that's a wonderful thing. Oh. So what I really like about electric cars and what they're doing with the VinFast more recent models is that when you start up the car, there's a light sequence. It's like a light show. Let's see how that looks like. And the light sequence happens at the back as well. This all adds to the distinctiveness of electric cars and of course VinFast VF7 Plus. Of course beauty is subjective, but to me the VinFast VF7 is the most sexy, the most stylish VinFast car and probably the most stylish electric car on the market today. So the VinFast VF7 Plus has a comfortable cabin. It's a nice place to be. It does have a smaller steering wheel that is adjustable, but manually. So there's a lever at the bottom here that you can use to adjust the wheel. It's a smaller wheel, but easy to get used to fairly quickly. In the center, we have an infotainment screen that is 15-inch wide. Also, when you get in the car and start up the car, there is a startup sequence. So because this is Dragon Forge Edition, the user interface has elements of gold coloring into the emblem and also these lines. The infotainment screen is facing the driver just so slightly, so it is a very driver-centric car. The passenger can still see the screen, but it's not facing them. Now, in terms of the software that comes with the VF7 Plus, the software is nearly complete. It does not come with Apple CarPlay. It does not have ADAS or the highway driving assistance features, but those will come through software updates. We did notice one slight bug in the software in the VF7 Plus, and that is we set the language to English, but it's still showing Vietnamese. In order to change it to English, we have to set it to Vietnamese first and set to English. So every time we get into the car, that's the first thing we do. That is to set it back to Vietnamese and back to English. And of course, most people in Vietnam would not experience that and they wouldn't care. But for me, this is a problem. I'm sure VinFast will address this in the next software update. Now the software is pretty much the same like VF8 or VF9, so we're not going to cover it. The screen is a smaller form factor compared to the VF8 or VF9, but it does not reduce in functionality. The screen is exceptionally responsive and all the features are available except the ones that I mentioned. Now I have had this car for about a week and I've driven it about 400 kilometers, and one thing to note is that there is no crazy beeping in the VF7 Plus. And in fact, if you look at the service app and look at the alerts, there are none, which is amazing because we get a lot of alerts on the VF8, the VF9, the VF6, and basically other VinFast electric vehicles, but they have done a really good job in cleaning that up so that we don't get some phantom error messages in the VF7 Plus, and which is great because we don't want phantom error messages that come up once in a while, actually sometimes fairly frequently, and that disrupts the whole driving experience. Unlike the VF9, it does not offer massage functions and it does not offer heating functions in the seat. However, it does have a cooling function, so I could turn this to 3 and I can quickly feel a cool breeze coming up from the chair into my ass, which is kind of important because we are here in Vietnam and the weather is kind of hot. When you get into the car, when you sit on the seat, you want something that can cool the seat down fairly quickly, and that is actually a very useful function. I love the gear changing mechanism in the front here. It looks like a piano keyboard, and there is wireless charging, so making charging very convenient. But if you want something faster, it does have wired charging here as well, and also a connection to connect to your phone, so if you want to access your phone without wireless. It does have 2 cup holders in the front, which is important, and it has a small storage compartment in the front here as well. It's perfect for a phone or 2. So the door lock button is here. It allows you to open the door for passengers to get in or to lock the door. And here's the volume control, and this is your hazard lights. Some of my passengers have feedback that the front center console here doesn't look very premium because you can see the cup holders in the storage compartment. You can see the plastic in spare form. I tend to have to agree. This plastic here does not make the VF7 look like a premium car. If there's a cover with high quality service to cover this up, then maybe this will make the car feel more premium. So the center console has a soft leather surface here, hard plastic here, soft leather surface here, hard plastic here, soft leather surface here, and plastic here. So it's a mixture of soft leather and plastic. In the front, there are 5 AC vents to keep the front passengers cool. And in the back, we have 2 vents to keep the rear passengers cool. So Miss Fong, how do you feel in the back?
It's still okay, so maybe you can turn on the AC more.
Oh, okay. Well, we can do that. All right, we can turn on maximum AC. Can you feel the AC now?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really, like you really can feel it?
Yes.
Oh, okay, there you go. So the VF7 Plus does offer a very nice seating, and I do have great seats in the car, and the air is blowing up into my ass because I turn on the cooling seats, and the material is vegan leather. It does offer fairly good support, and it's a nice place to be inside the cabin. So there are 2 cabin lights that you can turn on independently. There is an SOS button, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't do anything here in Vietnam. Maybe in North America this would do something. You can connect to external services in case you are in an emergency. We have the panoramic roof as an option, and I love this roof because it is a conversation piece. When people get into this car, they want to talk about the roof every single time. And also it offers you great visibility into the sky. Not sure whether that's useful inside a car, but it is cool. It adds to the cool factor. And also in Vietnam, because the placement of the traffic light, maybe in other countries too, sometimes you do have to peek this way to see the traffic light. So I find that to be very useful sometimes. Just like most other VinFast electric cars, we do have the HUD display, and the user interface is very familiar. So if you have driven a VinFast VF8 or a VF9, even a VF6, then you're going to be very familiar with the VF7. There are storage compartment here, cup holders. There is a glove compartment which I use to hold my documents, and there are also storage compartments in the door. Now let's get into the back seat. My first impression is that this is a really good place to be. I would not mind to be a VF7 Plus passenger because, first of all, I have a lot of headroom and I definitely have a lot of legroom. It's unbelievable how much legroom I have in the VF7 Plus. When you see the car from the outside and when you get in the back seat, you couldn't possibly figure out where all that room comes from because it is so roomy. Now I'm 5'7". I can fit 2 fists above me and I can fit 3 fists right here. Actually more, maybe 3.5. The seat is very comfortable. It is very soft. And even with the seatbelt on, I feel very comfortable. There is a magazine holder in the front. I do have 2 air vents here. I have 2 charging ports and they are 90 watts, and that allows me to charge up my phone fairly quickly. And of course, with any VinFast, it comes with a handle right here, which is a very essential equipment if Peng is driving. All right. There is storage compartment here, a little tiny one, which actually goes fairly deep. And there's also storage compartment in the doors. The glass panoramic roof does extend all the way to the back. It offers me clear visibility into the sky. It looks beautiful. I can pull this down. It offers me an armrest and also extra cup holders for my icy cafe soda, or maybe as handcuff. I don't know. Maybe I have prisoners in my car. Okay, the headrest is adjustable, but it's very manual, so you kind of have to go like this. There you go. So you can adjust to your ideal height, and I have to say it's also very comfortable. Not the manual adjustment part. The back seat does fold down to give you even more storage in the trunk, like so. One thing I really want to experience is the bumpiness in the back, but we need a driver. We don't have anybody with a driver license here, so I can't really tell you how bumpy it gets in the back, because that is a common complaint about VinFast vehicles. So my passengers tell me that the VF7 Plus has improved in this area, but I really want to experience that myself, but maybe not today. All right, so let's get out of the car. Unlock the car. The car is unlocked, right? You know what? The door is broken on this side, so I cannot get out. So yeah, Miss Trug, you're not an idiot. The door is broken. Not your fault. The other day, Miss Trug tried to get out but couldn't, and we all thought she couldn't operate a door, but the door is actually broken, so we have to take it back to the service center. So far, no problem with this car. This is the first quality issue I've experienced. Let's go this way. Oh. Let's get this car on the road. So we have already tested the range of the VinFast VF7 Plus Dragon Force Edition, and we did a thorough test, and we did get 270 kilometers of range from a fully charged VinFast VF7 Plus, and that is amazing for VinFast, because of all the VinFast cars we have tested, the VF7 Plus offers the longest range on a fully charged battery. And also we did a speed test, and we were able to determine that it does take 5.4 seconds to get from 0 to 100 km/h, which is amazing because VinFast tell us that it will take about 5.8 seconds. It's in their advertising material, but we have determined that actually this car can do it in much shorter time, which is 5.4 seconds. So that also implies this car's got power. And when you put the pedal down, you can certainly feel the power. I have to say this is probably the car that felt the most powerful in the VinFast electric vehicle line, and I'm truly very impressed. Mr. Sun, can you feel the power?
Yes, I feel it clearly.
You feel the power clearly.
It's very strong.
It's very strong, yeah, very strong. When you say very strong, I think of something else. I don't know why. Not only does this car have power, but it also handles extremely well. And I feel very confident behind the wheel. I've never lost control of this car, and I do mean I drive this car very rigorously. So even as we turn into corners, this car is going to handle itself quite well. Oh, hello, cow. So that's where my fur comes from. Wanna do that again?
No.
But the reason I did that is I just want to illustrate that this car truly can handle. Even though under very rigorous driving, I've never lost control of this car, and I feel it's very, very predictable, unlike the VF6, even though it has less power. Okay, no more. I don't do that again. He's like, I don't. It's like, oh my God. Or maybe again one more time. I can go faster. You want?
No.
No. So steering is very precise. You just point in the direction you want to go, and it will go there. It's again very, very reliable. It's not wobbly like some of the gas cars I've driven. They tend to kind of wander like this, right? But with VinFast, the steering is very, very, very precise, which is one reason why I love about VinFast cars. Well, now it's time to do a very important test in the VinFast VF7 Plus, and that is, how is the VinFast VF7 Plus in a dating scenario, right? So let's say you go out with your VinFast VF7 Plus and you're gonna pick up a girl, go out on a date. Is this going to be a good dating car? Well, let's find out. So, Mr. Mr. Lam, would you hold my hand? Do you feel that it's comfortable? I don't think you're comfortable like that. Pretend you're my girlfriend. Come on. Can you pretend you're my girlfriend just for one night?
Yes.
Okay. Well, rest. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Are you comfortable?
Yes, I feel very comfortable.
Yes. And let's see. I feel pretty comfortable holding your hand. All right. Let's see. Let's go move to the next step. All right. I feel you are very accessible. You're very accessible. Like I can go here, I can go up, I can move up, no problem, right? Now let's say I really want to get intimate. Oh baby. I mean, we don't recommend that you drive like this, but we could like do this in the car. Like if we're like romantically involved, right?
Yes.
Mr. Lam, you're a big guy. All right, so I would say thumbs up for VinFast VF7. I think it's a pretty good dating car. We gotta try the back seat though. I think the back seat offers really ample room. That should be like A+ there. So after 1 week of ownership and over 400 kilometers driven, I truly enjoyed driving the VinFast VF7 Plus Dragon Forge Edition. There are so many improvements made to the car. First of all, the power is amazing. The handling is amazing. I still don't know about the backseat bumpiness. Miss Peng, how do you feel about the backseat? Do you feel bumpy in the back?
Actually, in the VF7, I didn't feel the bumpy mark. I feel good in the back seat.
Okay, so there you have it. So initial feedback is that the VF7 has improved the ride handling, the backseat comfort for passengers, and that is wonderful. Even the software has been improved. We don't get a lot of random errors. We don't get a lot of beeping, which is excellent news for drivers because that isn't a distraction. All in all, I love the power. I love the handling. It is really a great package, and it's just the right size for Vietnam. So it's about the same size as the VinFast VF34, and I've said this in the past, that is really the perfect size. The best balance, the best compromise for driving on Vietnamese roads, because you don't want a very big car and it's hard to maneuver in narrow streets. You don't want a small car because you can't do very much with a small car. You can't carry enough people or luggage, and this is the best compromise, the best balance, and it also has the best power and the best range, and also it has the best handling and comfort in all of the VinFast cars. And I'm really pleasantly surprised by the VinFast VF7 Plus. If VinFast launched this car first in this configuration, in this quality, I think VinFast would have a winner, not just in Vietnam, but also globally. I think this is really a true competitor to any other electric brands out there, even maybe Tesla, if it's priced right. So I've always said that I want to get a VinFast VF8 in Canada, but now I've changed my mind. If I'm going to get a VinFast in Canada, it's gonna be VinFast VF7 Plus. I don't know when that will happen. I think they will launch the VF7 later in North America, and I will certainly look into that. So final score, 2 thumbs up and 5 stars and 10 out of 10. This is the car to buy in Vietnam and possibly in other markets as well. This is the best VinFast ever made, all right? Take some fucking action, look into the VinFast VF7 Plus. It is really the best VinFast electric vehicle ever made, and don't be a fucktard.